right, welcome to the Hunt360 podcast. I'm E3 King. I'm here with founder Jeremy Williams and two special guests, Tex and Jason, here from Rocky Mountain Game Calls. How you guys doing?
Doing good. How are you today?
Doing good.
Doing well.
Good, guys. I know we have a booth that's sort of like really close to y'all, and it's definitely can pick you up over there. We know when you're squawking.
Yeah, we're making a little bit of noise over there trying to raise the roof just to promote a few calls and get people interested in elk hunting these days. You know, we have a little bit of a die-off in our hunting industry, and, man, we just have to do what we can these days to get people interested and to remember what we're here for and why we hunt.
Oh, yeah, that's you're right. I mean, it's awesome here to see the kids coming through here. I guess a lot of them are doing field trips, and they're picking up on what's going on here as well.
Definitely. If we can win the hearts of the kids over, by making a little noise, sometimes we'll do something just as simple as when we use a diaphragm call, we can make like a little cat noise. They love it. Sometimes we'll do something like a cow noise and just something to pique the interest, and then usually they'll come and talk to us.
Yeah, I can see where it works. I can see where it works over there.
It does.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you both in the hunting world as a kid, and what gives your passion? What's your passion here?
Well, my name's Jason Neitzel, just to let everybody know. I'm from Shelley, Idaho. That's where I grew up. I got into hunting because my friends did it. That's what we did, starting at the age of 12. That's when we could hunt in Idaho back then.
Yeah.
Started out deer hunting first. And my dad, he would go a little bit, but not a lot. So I went a lot with my friends. And my mom was a little worried about that, so she hooked me up with an older gentleman. And we started going elk hunting together. I started elk hunting when I was 15 years old. I was lucky. I was one of the lucky ones. There's not many that can say that they went pretty much every year where they got an elk growing up.
That's awesome.
But I got into it that way and really got into it in my college years. I met Tex here when we were at college.
So where'd y'all go to college at?
We went to Rick's College up in Rexburg, Idaho.
And I'm James Walcott, a.k.a. Tex, with the Rocky Mountain Game Calls. And my story's a little different. I come from southeast Texas, in a town called Kuntz. And I guess it's more of a family tradition or history, deep, rich in history of hunting in East Texas. And I can always remember my dad taking me out to shoot squirrels. That was the first animal that I ever got to shoot.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad sitting there saying, "Boy, if you can just master how to sit still and shoot one of these old gray squirrels or an old fox squirrel up in the tree, boy, you can kill anything." And I mean, just the lessons and the values of being with my dad. I mean, it was a humbling experience.
Yep.
And later in life, I moved to Idaho and was going to college and didn't know, like a lot of us, where we're going to go in life. And I went with a friend from Tennessee that says, "Hey, Tex," he says, you wanna go up in the mountains with me and hunt elk?" I said, "I don't know how to hunt an elk." And I remember I just rushed to the store that day and said, "Okay, we'll go the next morning," and picked up a Gordon Eastman's call. It had 2 rubber bands in it and a little book. Never knew what I was doing. So we went on a hike and went over a hill, and I heard for the first time a bugle. And I said to my buddy, Matt, "Wow, that's the most beautiful sound in the world." And so I started playing with this call, and within probably 10 minutes, this big, majestic bull came over the hill, and I was hooked ever since.
That's awesome.
No more Texas hunting whitetails for me.
That's all. I mean, you were right on about squirrel hunting. So I had that same experience growing up as a kid, hunting squirrels, gray squirrels, and I mean, sitting still. The squirrels' eyesights are great. You can and shooting them with 22 or shotgun when I was a kid. That was
Definitely, they're a smarter animal than
people
realize.
Yeah. So it's a great tool as a kid to learn how to big game hunt as they get older, like training on squirrels. So what did you do after college? I mean, did you always working? Have you been working in the outdoor industry all this time?
No, I'd started out working in the sheriff's department, thought that I had a really good career there, and just learned how political things can get. And after that, in 2009, Jason and I, you can kind of tell them that story of how we met Rocky.
Well, we come down to the show, not to this one, but to the one in March, the IS. I can't remember what they call it, but it's an outdoor show.
Right.
It's held down in Sandy, Utah. And we met with Rocky there, and we got conversing, and Rocky said that he wanted to come hunting in the area that Tex and I hunt. And so we started conversing email-wise and back and forth, and come to it, Rocky come up, and he hunted where we hunt. And that's how we got involved with Rocky. And since he's come up there, we've been able to come down and help him down here and become pro staff for him and be able to help grow his business.
That's awesome. It takes a lot of good friends to help build a small business and keep the small business thriving.
Right.
So I mean, I know, I'm sure that's very appreciated on the other end.
Definitely.
You know.
And we'd met another gentleman by the name of Jim Horn, who used to work for Primo's Hunting Calls, and we got to be excellent friends with him, and he was one of our dear mentors and just took us under his wing, and we were learning how to use the diaphragm calls. And I remember first off Rocky that night in 2009 that he came hunting, he says, "Have you ever used my calls before?" I said, "I haven't used yours, but I've used a diaphragm, so I know the basics." And so he flipped me an original Raging Bull that he had. It was a brown reed at the time, and he still has that. And so he says, "Well, you know the basics. Show me what you know." And I put the tongue pressure on the reed, and he says, "Okay." He says, "Now, see you later." So that was at about 2:30 in the afternoon, 3 o'clock, all the way home. I was blowing on this reed trying to figure it out. I mean, until the taste buds on my mouth finally just got going, and then all of a sudden there came this noise. And immediately at about midnight, I called Jason here and I woke him up and I says, "Listen to this, man. I got it figured out." And he's like, "Why are you waking me up this late at night?" So, and since then, I mean, we've just been hooked on Rocky Mountain Calls, and just, we believe in the product.
I actually told him, "Why are you calling me this time of night? We got to get up in a couple hours and go elk hunting."
So we were basically ready and didn't know it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You get back in the day. You said you called that first bull in. Were you able to harvest it or?
No, it was neither one of us. He was from Tennessee, and me being from East Texas, we had no clue, and it scared us half to death because we'd never seen an animal that big before. So it was quite the ordeal. But I mean, it was nerve-wracking enough that we wanted to come back.
Yeah, I understand. So let's tell me a little bit about I know you say you know a lot more about this than I do. So I'm gonna let you just sort of describe about the calls, everything you know about it. So you can just have it and show us what you got. Both of you. I don't see both of you.
I think Tex knows more than I do, but I just like to be able to use the mouth reed is what I like the most, is because I can imitate the elk better. I can make more noise with the mouth reed than I can an external call. And it's a lot of fun. Took us 6 years with elk calls to actually finally kill our first elk. But once we figured it out, we were able to repeat that. And for those of you that are trying to kill an elk with, just keep at it. Once you figure it out, you'll be like, "Wow, that was easier than I thought it was."
Yeah.
And we hunt public land. I mean, that's something that's really dear to our heart. And I mean, we the people, that's our land. I mean, we have that right to be out there and to hunt on that land. And we really encourage people to go out there and learn something new. For instance, we use these diaphragm calls from Rocky Mountain Game Calls. My favorite go-to call now is the Reaper. It's a medium latex, and I love it. To me, it's an easy transition to go from my cow sounds to my bugle. I can show you that. And once you hear that sound and you learn to start duplicating it, and then the full thing about elk hunting to me anymore is not the 100% of taking that animal, but if I fool him with calling him and he comes in within 50 yards, we've already won the battle to me.
Oh, yeah. You reverse nature. I mean, nature's designed for the cow to go to the bull. He's just announcing where he's at. But when you bring him to you, you've done something that's not natural.
Right, exactly. And then people could say, well, why the diaphragm? Why not just use external? I mean, we external calls for the fact that I can make so many diverse sounds with this one call.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, I do like using external cow calls. In certain situations, they want that louder cow talk to them. And so you use an external cow call to make it louder. That's what it's made for, is to be loud. And so the more that you use that, I can really get after it, but I didn't because we're here.
Yeah.
But I can reach out a canyon or two with that external cow call. With just the mouth read, I can't do that.
Exactly. Same way with turkey hunting, and it's the same principle. Box call will echo it, and then mouth call is great for the close range.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, for instance, just to show you kind of the diverse ability of this call. I mean, like I can do. I see. What should I do first?
It's up to you.
Let's do a little coyote. We can do turkey. Let's see. What else do I do?
You do the horse.
Oh yeah.
A horse.
And then you got
Let's see. We got another barnyard animal. I mean, even for the people in Southeast Texas, if I can get this to go right. Big old mosquitoes. I mean, there's all kinds of. It's just about endless. If you can think it up, you can pretty much get there if you practice. I mean, just practice your reads.
You got the sandhill crane too. You can do.
So when we do a sandhill crane. Can't get that one to go just yet. We're still working and practicing on a sandhill crane.
No, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's amazing how versatile that one call is. I mean, I really never have even thought about it, to be honest. You know, I love turkey hunting, and I've used mouth call for years and years and years, and I've never even thought about trying to mimic coyote with the same call I've been turkey hunting. I mean, you can do it all.
Oh, do it all. I mean, it's worth the investment of having one and trying, learning that technique. So yeah.
So you guys got any big hunts planned this year?
Well, like I said, we do just over-the-counter public land in Idaho, and that's kind of what we live for. Every year is just to get out there and to be with the critters, you know, and learn and imitate a lot of what they do and try to be successful, but live for the experience.
Yeah, mainly Idaho. I do have some nephews that live in Colorado that every once in a while they'll call me up and say, "Hey, can you come call for us?"
You're a commodity when you learn how to talk the way you can talk with that call.
Definitely. I also hunt predators too. I mean, bear. I do just about anything that we can hunt, you know, that's legal. So anywhere from a rock chuck to prairie dogs, anything. We just love to be out there and learning what we can.
Can you predator call the bears in?
Yes, you can. I've never successfully done it because we hunt in an area that's predominant by grizzly bears.
Yeah.
So it's not good to have a big humpback bear come running to your calls. It wouldn't be fun.
It might get your eyes open.
Yeah, yes, sir, you would that.
Well, man, it's cool. I mean, it's definitely, you're right. You say you mentioned something earlier about public land, and it belongs to every one of us. And you know, if you're a citizen of this country, you own millions of acres of public land. And what's a shame is only a fraction of the country. I mean, see it. You know, but it's mostly hunters that see it. And you know, definitely encourage everybody to get out, see their public lands, see what their tax dollars own, and what, you know, the conservation efforts that, you know, the companies putting back into conservation, the money back into conservation through, you know, like programs like the Mule Deer Foundation. And it's just you know, everybody needs to see it. And you struck a very good point there about, you know, citizens need to pay attention and see what they have. You know, people don't even realize that, you know, the beauty we have in this country.
Yeah, so we definitely need to fight for that right. I mean, it's one thing to just sit at home, but if you can take your kids or your family out and be in the outdoors, it's so much more stress relieving than it is just sitting at home.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Doesn't just need to be hunting. Just get out and enjoy it.
Yeah, just get out and watch the world come alive in the morning.
That's
see the
right.
birds wake up, and those gray squirrels.
Oh, yes.
Actually, they really. I used to shoot them and take them to my granny, and I had to skin them, but I would take them to her, and she would cook those. She would fry those things for me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
With gravy and biscuits.
Yes. Or then make dumplings out of some too.
Oh, man. I'm getting hungry now.
Well, and then you don't have all the distractions around either. You can actually
Exactly.
spend time with each other.
Yeah, there's times you got to just leave your phone at home and just get out there,
Yeah.
have fun. And Jason and I are both mentors for the First Hunt Foundation, and that's where we take out anywhere for anybody that hasn't hunted, you know, for the first time, and we mentor them and show them the proper way of how to anywhere from shoot their gun, clean their gun, harvesting an animal, field dressing it, and just proper techniques in hunting. And sometimes that gives people a new hobby and gets them into the great outdoors.
We actually had them on the podcast at the Sheep Show a couple weeks ago.
Great guys.
Yes,
Great guys.
they were very great guys. Very passionate about their drive, what they're working towards.
So look up a First Hunt mentor, and we're out there. So we even have the website, and Jason and I are on it for our region over in Idaho. So when we really love, like I said, we love to take kids, and there's nothing like seeing that smile, that first time.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to have those guys on the podcast. Earlier we did, and it was very educational what he's got going on and how big it's become. He was saying he had over 400 mentors nationwide, something like that.
Right.
Yeah. And we're growing.
Yeah, it's definitely growing.
Leaps and bounds. It's a great program.
Yeah,
It's a good thing y'all got going.
yeah. So, do you got any insight on what's any new stuff coming out by Rocky Mountain? Do you know?
We have pretty much a new predator line to check into.
Nice.
What else new do we got, boss?
Just updating a few of the calls. They're making them newer. They're getting rid of some of the wood barreled ones because the wood keeps breaking, and so they're making them into a different material.
Yeah.
So new things coming out. Different calls every year.
There's a new
They're just
turkey
improving
one
the
too.
elk calling world.
Man, I'll tell you. So can you tell us where? I know we can find Rocky Mountain game calls on Hunt360 platform. We have a profile there for them, but tell us where else. The website and the Facebook and all that.
RockyMountainGameCalls.com, or you can go to buglingbull.com.
Okay.
It's the home of Bugling Bull, is Rocky Mountain now.
Nice.
So yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you guys. I can see the passion both of you have for what you're doing, and it's exciting to exciting to get to know both of you.
Oh,
to be
thanks for
honest.
having us today. We
Yes.
appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So take care, buddy.
You too.
Good luck this fall. This fall in Idaho.
We need it.
I want you to send me some pictures.
That'd be fun.
That would
would
be
be
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Definitely would be. So
Nice.
we're going to be competing, I guess, Saturday down here in their elk calling contest.
Oh, really? They
So-
got an elk calling
in the
contest
pro
here?
division.
They do.
So we're going to try
Yes.
that. Yeah, so you
Good
guys
luck.
can come check it out and see how
Yeah.
bad we do.
Oh,
We'll be pulling for you.
yeah, I will be pulling for you. It's exciting to see it.
You bet. You
You do
bet.
that.
It's just a lot of fun getting out competing with other people.
Yeah.
A lot of good friends you meet
Yeah.
in the industry.
Yeah. Then you get a leg up on one another.
Exactly.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Y'all
you.
take
Thank
care.
y'all.